Hello everyone. Let's discuss a question of class 12 biology, botany. The question is, explain the stages involved in the maturation of microspore into male gametophyte. Let's break the question in part. We have to explain the stages which is involved in dash maturation. Maturation of what? Microspore, which is also known as pollen grain, into male gametophyte. What is pollen grain? Pollen grain, also known as microspore, this marks the beginning of male gametophyte. Beginning means it starts or initiates the development of male gametophyte. Thus, it is also known as first cell of male gametophyte. Now remember, for the development of male gametophyte, we need two mitotic divisions. Now, in general, what is mitotic division? In mitotic division, parent cell further divides into two daughter cells where there is equal distribution of chromosomes. Thus, it is also known as equational division. Correct? Here, the first mitotic division is performed by the pollen grain. The pollen grain further divides to develop into a larger vegetative cell and a smaller generative cell. The vegetative cell is bigger and naked. Naked means it is exposed. Whereas the generative cell is small, it is also thin walled and it floats within the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So this generative cell floats within the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Whereas the vegetative cell, which is the larger one, this is rich in food. So it will have nutritive property. Okay. And it also consists of irregularly shaped nucleus. As we discussed earlier, for the development of male gamete, two mitotic divisions are involved. The first mitotic division is performed by the microspore or pollen grain. It further divides into a vegetative cell and a generative cell. Now, the second mitotic division is only concerned with the generative cell. Here, the generative cell further divides into two non-motile male gamete. I repeat, it is very simple. The pollen grain, in the first mitotic division, pollen grain further divides into vegetative cell and generative cell. This is the first division. For the second mitotic division, vegetative cell does not participate in the second mitotic division. It is only concerned with the generative cell. In the second mitotic division, the generative cell further divides into two non-motile male gametes. Simple. Now, where does this second mitotic division take place? So it can either take place in the pollen tube or pollen grain. That is microspore. So mitotic division of generative cell can either take place within the microspore, as we can see here. This generative cell has further divided into two cells. So first the karyokinesis or nuclear division takes place, followed by the cytokinesis or cytoplasmic division. So like that, this division can take place either within the microspore or it can take place within the pollen tube. Now the question is, when are the pollen grains shed from the anther? Okay, so when are the pollen grains released from the anther? So the pollen grains are shed from the anther at this two-celled stage. Always remember, in case of most of the angiosperms, also known as flowering plants, the pollen grains are shed from the anther at this two-celled stage. Two-celled stage means when the generative cell further divides into two non-motile male gametes. Now, what do we mean by non-motile? Motility means to move. So, non-motile means something which does not move. So, here the male gametes do not move. I hope the solution for this question is clear. Thank you.